Actually, this one kid, the only time I saw a school K backwards for a kid was there was this monster I went to school with. His name was Keelan Dykes, and he was in my geometry class. And the teacher, he was like, he wasn't doing good. And like, the coach really wanted, the coach had a lot of pull and really wanted him to play because he's like one of the best players in the state. They actually pulled him out of that class and put him in a different class, and the teacher was upset about it. So it's kind of like a loophole. That's the only time I've actually seen something like that happen. Usually, you don't do what you need to do, you don't play.
Mr. Garcia, we had no issues at our volleyball team. The basketball team's different.
Okay. There's only, and at the same time, I recognize kids on the team that do what they're supposed to consistently.
Yes, because you actually pointed that out.
Yeah, so I don't want to just email and say, hey. All right, let's do this. This is a two-step inequality. What would the first step be, Karina? Good. Subtract 5 on both sides. Alright, so let's clean that. If you like drawing squiggles, you can. But sometimes, like, when it comes to following the inequality sign, it could get a little confusing. So I'm going to see if I can do it without. If I clean this up, Karina, what am I left with on the left?
4x.
4x is greater than 20. Alright, and then the last step is to divide by 4. Alright, and you get x is greater than 6.
That's what I did wrong.
Alright, somebody give me a number greater than 6 so we can check it. Alex?
6.1.
Okay. If that's what you want. I would recommend checking easier numbers, but Alex is outside the box kind of a guy. Alright, so we have 4 times 6.1. Alice, what does that equal? You got this. Yes, this is going to be 24.4, and now we can check plus 5. When we go plus 5, is that going to be 25.4? Yeah.
29.
I'm sorry, 29.4? Is 29.4 greater than 29? So when I check my work, it checked out.
Alex, we gotta do whole numbers.
Oh, so that's.
You don't have to.
So that's how you would.
But Alex,
That's how you would solve it for the checkpoint.
What do you mean?
Like when it says show how you would solve your work.
Yeah,
And how you know.
Wait,
And the check.
There's one I gave for regular math that says show work in this box area. Is that what you're talking about?
Sort of.
Oh, you mean on the bottom where it says solve it?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I want your work to look like this on the bottom. But those are equations. All right, why don't you try this one on your own?
What?
You ever made one?
Make a marker last year?
Yeah,
you made a
pen
last year.
The marker one was really good.
Yeah,
Marker one was like from his desk. It was across the room. It was good.
Yeah, we should have tried out for the team.
You would have had your math work.
You know, I just got lucky that time. I remember one time I did something really good, and I was really proud because my dad saw me, and I was like, hey, Pops, what do you think about that? You know, and this is his time to build me up. And he goes, well, you know what they said, boy. Even a blind squirrel will find an acorn every once in a while. And I cried. No, I'm joking. No, he actually didn't tell me that one. But I just told it as a joke.
Sometimes.
Think I'm so funny.
All right.
Sometimes they get through shit.
Fraction method.
These are pansies.
I'm going to say no. But don't change it. Don't change it.
Oh shoot, I said the answer.
I'm actually going to try. I'm going to say no on that one.
Mr. Garcia.
Don't change it though. I want to go with the no speed. I'm going to go with the... Yes. Don't change it.
Did we do the
Yes.
swiggle?
I didn't know if I did my number.
Oh. I just squiggled.
Change it when you do something.
I'm pretty wise. Oh.
let's do it the way that half the class did. Hold on. Pay attention. What I liked is I saw everybody had the same first step, and they subtracted 5 from both sides. And they were left with negative 8x is greater than 64. Now, a couple mistakes I saw. Some people forgot the negative sign up here. Will that give you the wrong answer? Yeah. So make sure you're bringing everything down. The next step I saw a lot of kids doing was dividing by negative 8 on both sides. And then this is where I'm going to put x is greater than negative 8. Now, hold on. Somebody give me a number greater than negative 8. Jackson.
Negative 7.
Yes, negative 7. So what happens if I plug, you guys agree negative 7 is greater than negative 8 because
Yes.
it's closer to 0. So I'm going to plug negative 7 in here. Negative times a negative is positive. So that gives me positive 56. Is that right?
Yeah.
56 plus 5. What's 56 plus 5?
71.
Okay, that's, no, it's not 71.
61.
61. Is 61 greater than 69?
No.
So when I checked it, it didn't work. Somebody tell me where my mistake was. What did I do wrong then? Brandon.
You have to flip this one
Why?
because it's not.
Excellent. What does it flip when you add or subtract a negative? Brandon? Did it flip? Does it flip on this step when you are subtracting 5 on both sides? No. Does it flip when you multiply or divide by a negative? Yes. So whenever you multiply or divide by a negative, your sign will flip. So it should have x is less than negative 8. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm trying this one here.
Wait, is this there's one more, right? Example. Right?
Yeah, there's one more after this.
No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Oh, it's cold. I know.
Alright, I can shut the window.
Thank you.
It's like hot.
It's like cold. Well, I'm hot.
I don't know. I'm cold. I don't know where I'm at. You have a t-shirt in November, a t-shirt on shorts.
That was that smart.
It's like, yeah, you're working. Here's the thing with you're not doing the same thing.
Big boy brain in the process.
The 21's right, but it's the inequalities. You gotta figure out why.
Mr. Gracie.
You, the opposite of divide by negative 3.
This makes sense.
Yeah, that looks good.
Thank you. Man, I legitimately guessed if I flipped my son and I got it right.
I saw you after you watched it.
That's creepy, though. Yeah, I was with Gabby, William, Cameron. Cameron's the ghost.
I know Cameron Reborn.
Wait, who did it?
Yes. Anybody else need track?
You
We'll
are
have to go over.
later in band because I know. I know so much.
It's like it's a team. That was great.
Oh yeah. Wait, what happened? Okay, I understand. I understand how it happened. I understand Hunger Games. I understand what district. District. Wow.
Alright.
Oh, I think this.
Alright, somebody want to go up and talk their way through it? That hasn't been up there yet?
Today or ever?
Today. Did you go up today?
Me?
Yeah.
She went up on Wednesday.
So no, we're not going.
Alex, have you been up there today?
No.
Alright, going up. Are you going to talk your way through it? Alright.
So, you already see that there's the minus there, so you have to add 5 to each side. And then, you, what?
Guys, Rebecca, stop talking. We're going to do no new seats.
And then the next thing you do is, you have bring everything down. Over here you have x over -3. And then over here you have, -7. So then you multiply each one by -3. And you're left with 21 because a negative times a negative is a positive. And then over here you're left with x. And because you're multiplying by negatives, you flip the sign.
Good. Good job. I'm actually going to draw a divider just to keep things like, I'll draw a divider like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so his steps are good. He added 5 to both sides, that's his first step. And he correctly got -7. And then he multiplied both sides by -3. That's good. Negative times negative is positive. Alex, give me a nicer number that's bigger than 21.
28.
28? I would prefer if the number is divisible by 3. 30?
30,000.
Alright, we'll go 30. Alright, so 30 divided by -3 is going to equal -10. -10 minus 5 equals -15. Is -15 less than or equal to -12?
Yes.
Yeah, it's farther to the left on the number line. Alright, last one before we come back to an activity that we were doing. Now, Colin, this is when you want to multiply by the reciprocal.
Oh, we multiply by the reciprocal.
Well, I think he was incorrectly doing it last example.
I was overthinking.
Overthinking. What? The tissue fairy. It's the sister of the tooth fairy. The tissue fairy. Actually, I asked the girl to clean her locker. I'm pretty sure these were from the first day of school, so.
What word?
Do you guys used to get money from the tooth fairy?
Yeah.
Do you know what my brother would do? We shared a room. He would wait till I fell asleep, and then he would savagely rip his hand under my pillow, take my tooth, and put it under his pillow, and so then,
You get more money.
so then my mom had a dilemma. My
Is he-
mom's
is
like,
he a-
wait, who do I give the money to? She'd still give it to me, but
Is he
it's
cheap? Or was he cheap?
he's just smart. He's a smart guy.
Has he been a police officer were called last year because Alex got more police tickets?
Yeah, I remember we
Yeah.
called for like 4 years, and then all of a sudden the room started smelling like bad breath.
Good.
My sister collected the toothpaste.
Oh yeah.
I haven't lost it to me for years.
I lost teachers toothpaste.
And now your work is good.
I haven't found it.
Oh no, I found it. You know what? I have lost a toothpaste. Running into my brother. We're both running around, and I ran into him and I knocked him fire.
Good.
Thank you.
I like mine. Because who knows what the time
When you're 20, you're gonna have like everything in the house.
Yeah, I know.
All right, I'm gonna go through this one. Who haven't I heard from today? Nick. All right, Nick. What do you want to do on both sides first?
You want to minus by 8.
Minus by 8 on both sides. Alright, so let's clean it up. We're still having 2/5 of a number is going to be greater than, now it's going to be left with 4. Alright, now here's the tricky part. How do you get rid of 2/5, Nick?
You multiply 5 2.
Good, because you're going to multiply by the reciprocal, because now it's going to cancel out. You'd end up with 10 over 10. So that cancels, and what you do on one side, you have to do on the other. 5 over 2. So now that cancels, you're left with a number has to be. Does it flip? No, because we didn't do anything with the negative. And then 4 times 5 is 20. 1 times 2 is 2. You have 20 over 2. You're correct. But a lot of kids simplify that down to 10. That is the best answer.
Yay.
Allison, give me a number bigger than 10 that might be friendly. I don't know what's in
17.
Do 100. Yeah, that's good. All right, fine. 100. So I. All right, I'm gonna replace this with 100. All right, 2/5 of 100 would be 40. Is that right?
Yes.
40 plus 8 is 48. Is 48 greater than 12?
Yeah.
Checks out. Did somebody say 100 trying to be smart? Because that worked out perfectly. Yeah. Was that Ian? But didn't it work out good?
No, you should have done 17.
All right. Get out this paper. I believe I challenged you to work together to try to come up with number 1. If you want to go sit next to your partner, you may.
Mine's in my
Mr. Garcia, remember, I was one who answered that. That was nice.
Go get it.
That was luck. I did it.
I mean, are we doing 2 and 3 today?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, yeah, we
Good, I agree with him. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I lost one. Wait, is this the
It's not okay anymore, but I have it.
And I was like, what? And then
What happened?
Fell into a puddle.
Oh!
All of my math notes fell into a puddle. Everything in my math notes. But, you know, it's fine.
Thank you for the. Like I confused them.
What, the notes?
Yeah, no, I'm like where the check like
That you turn in.
yeah, like I can explain that. So I just
Like the worst part or something
you
else?
said it when you were doing
No, I actually did really well today.
it.
On my math checkpoint.
Alright, you can maybe sit by your partner if you haven't already.
I didn't sit by myself. We already said our guess.
that was the high one.
Wait, we're doing number 2 now? Oh, geez. Guys, don't do number 2 yet.
Alright, let's. I don't think we ever came up with a definitive answer for number 1. Somebody. Somebody, Ben, what answer did you get for number 1?
Well, we didn't get 19,
Oh, then how do you know it was 19?
because after that, me and Nathan worked on it for like 25.
Nathan, that one's okay. Does anybody else get 19 in here? Alright, Brandon's first. Did you get 19?
Yeah.
All right. What did you get for your x value then?
It was. Oh, X value. 17.
Okay, 17. What?
It was 17 over one.
Okay, 17. What'd you get for your y value?
2.
2. All right. So if you had 17 plus 2, these two would make 19. Let's check his work. What did you put? What did you put here to make your x value equal 17?
1x minus 8
Equals 9.
Yes.
All right. Let's check it. 1x minus 8 equals 9. So what would we do on both sides? We would add 8 to both sides, and you get x equals 17. 1x equals 17. So far, so good. All right, what did you fill in for the bottom part then?
2y plus 3 equals 7.
Equals 7? All right, let's see what happens when you do this. So you subtract 3 on both sides. You're left with 2y equals 4.
Yeah.
Divide by 2, divide by 2, y equals 2. So, yes, it worked. This is the perfect answer. Explain to me why was it good to put a big number in here? Ben?
Because that way you can, if you subtract it, then you can add it to the product.
Good. By putting a bigger value here, you have to do the opposite, which is add 8 to both sides. That's how you can pump up that 9 up to 17. And then you're left over with the rest of the numbers, which are like the scrap numbers. So you're like, how can I use numbers that are left over? I can't use 1 again, but how can I use the numbers left over to make
We got the perfect.
the biggest one? Alex?
Oh, I was going to say my group had 9 and then 8, and we still got the same thing because in the end we just got 17.
Oh, you flip these two around and it ends up being the same? Yes, that works. Alright, now what I want, you guys may use the back to show your work. Let's take a few minutes and try to figure out number 2. Try to find the smallest possible values of x and y.
Wait.
No, your answer should stay up there, but if you want to write your answers like this, like little boxes,
I saw like stuff. I don't even know what it was. Nice to get. What's that?
you can go now and then we'll work on it later. Is this a group of 7?
No. Yeah.
The 4 of us are
Sure.
sure of them.
You guys move over here.
Wait, are we allowed to use screen numbers again?
You're allowed to use all the numbers again, but you can only use each number once.
You gotta get one. You would have to subtract
if I have 1x, then I'm going to be dividing by 1. You have to get one higher number so that you're dividing by a bigger number so that if you're dividing by a bigger number, you get a smaller
Is this for number 2? What, up here? Is this the x and the minus 1? Where's the plus 1? This one? Here's the 3 on the smallest one is this.
Exactly, you're trying to divide by 1. You said you want to have 1 negative.
I find that one.
No, it's negative 4 divided by
Alex, why do you have on your whiteboard light? Oh, what?
Basically, it's however many times I've been me or say like last time it was just Tiffany and 35.
Oh my gosh, Brett, stop.
I just realized I have to ask you more.
See what numbers are left. Now you got, now what happens if you get like 7? You get 7 minus 7 equals 0. See if you can keep it as negative as you can. I don't know if there's a way to end up with a negative. I don't think we're going to end up with a positive.
Oh, you're talking about that.
Now you can use any of these numbers. You want me to draw this again for you?
Can we get negatives?
Yes.
For
Yo, Alex.
He did that all on his own. He ended up with a negative.
Stop saying what?
But now you gotta figure it out. Explain to them how you did that.
But we've already used
What if we put this in
But
I got my own
video? That's bigger, that's smaller than what's through it.
yeah, and we'll just put 3 right here.
We're trying to add them.
So over here.
Over here, you'll look at 3. So plus minus 4 divided by 9.
Is that this right here? Is there any way we could end up with more of a negative? Like, here's what's ruining your negative. This is 7.
Wouldn't it be
Right?
0.225 actually? It's 4 divided by 9.
They don't give you
Yeah, that would be more.
Now, you have to divide by something as big as 7. Make it a lot smaller.
We gotta divide on this one, so we gotta divide by here. What about this one?
But look at you.
With these numbers,
Now that you know it's starting with this one as the most important, what's a small number you can put in?
Well, how about we make the first one 8 then?
I'll give you a number to put out here. For 2. Let's see what this ends up being. Subtract on both sides.
Like this one 3. Wait, this one. Wait, the first one. And make this one 4. So wait,
You stop talking so loudly. I hear every number you use.
I use more negative. I got negative 4.
well, you shouldn't be too busy working on your own page.
I am! We talk too loud, Alex. Mr. Garcia.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
Here's the key. The key is to start with the bottom equation. Minus 2 minus 2. Oh, wait.
No, you want to divide by the biggest number so you get the
No, you want to use the smallest, right?
Think about it. The lowest number we can get is 1. Divide. If anything divided by 1 is acceptable. So say we had inequalities at 9. Divide by 1. Then divide by 2, just get 1.
Alright, now let's say we want to get the smallest. Here's the clue. You can end up with a negative number. You can end up with y equals negative. Give me some ways that you think you can do negative.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe. I like the highest low. So use highest low.
Yeah.
You use all those numbers. High here. What's happening? You subtract the 9. What do you end up over? What do you got over here now?
It's lower than
Negative 8. So here's the question. What do you want to divide by? Minus negative 8.
I'm gonna try to
So
find
that would be divide by 7.
7.
So divide by 7, you end up with negative 8, 7.
I think that's good.
Right? What happens if you divide by negative?
No, you
That's more than you're going to divide by 2. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Now it shoots all the way up to negative 4. That's pretty good. Now here's the question. That's what's happening. 2 here, a 1 here. You might
You did
try to force it to see if that leads to negative 6. Yeah, so do it again, but instead of 2 here, put 1 instead of 1 with 2. Alright, Samara, I'm gonna have you sit back there and I'll turn it on for you. Did you request it yet?
No, not yet.
Alright, let me know when it's requested and I'll turn it on.
As of right now, we're at like negative 0.3.
So the one we really need.
Seriously, I need help. The lowest I've gotten was like negative 1/3.
Alright, the best way to get negative is down here, right? Alright, this is the only way you can get a negative. You want to try putting a high number in here, because when you have a high number and you subtract on both sides, it's going to take it away. So if you put every number.
No, I was in here.
You ready?
Oh yeah, I forgot this one.
1, 8, 9, you got it. 2, 3, 7.
No, I've already done it. Like this. Like X.
For number 2.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's working.
I'm confused.
Everybody's working on number 2.
Yeah, I know.
So we have that.
We're just gonna do Y.
Yeah, start with Y. Start with Y first.
I don't know what else is in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you organize it. Alright, so try to get this. This is more important equation than this one. Try to get this one to be as far negative as you can. So what can you put in here to get negative? 9 is good, because when you subtract 9, well, what number can you put here and here to make it work? Right? And then maybe 1, 2, or 3, try to see which one works out. 1. Why 3? Why are you skipping 2?
Why do you care?
Oh, he's at 9.
what happened?
No, we're talking about like.
So y equals
You
negative
got
7.
5.
Alright, now use the leftover numbers to fill in this one. Alright. You requested?
It's unlikely.
Sometimes I do it on purpose.
Bro, I got the
That's like one
thing is you have to go on all there.
when I do. I didn't even try.
And add one to me.
I'm at -7 just for y.
Alright,
Yeah.
let's come together. I want to see what we've come up with as a class. It's okay if it's not perfect, but at least you guys should have seen some patterns. What did you end up with the smallest sum? Let's start with ladies first. Yeah.
Pretty sure I got -5 and 7/8.
-5 and 7/8. Okay. Gentlemen?
-6 and 1/8.
-6 and 1/8. Which one is smaller?
-6 and 1/8.
So far, can anybody beat -6 and 1/8? What other answers did you guys get? What did you guys get? Positive?
Think positive.
All right.
I'm still working.
We're bubbly. We like to stay positive. What did you gentlemen end up with? 1? That's pretty low.
I'm still working.
So we have groups that came up with 1, and we have groups that ended up with negatives. Somebody explain to me which equation is the key one to get you a negative. Rebecca.
Y equation.
This is the key equation on this challenge. If you can get a negative number here, then you're starting off as low as you can. Gentlemen, since you ended up with the lowest, what numbers did you put in here to get a negative?
First box 1.
1, okay.
Second box was 9.
And the next one?
Was 2.
Alright, what is your thinking behind this? Why did you use a 9 there?
Because it would be because of the plus next to it.
Yeah?
When you subtract it from 2 to do the one-step equation, it would be the biggest to remove from the 2.
And what would you be left with then?
We'd be left with -7.
Look at that. So now you're already starting at -7. Is that what you guys started with too?
Yeah.
Okay. So now the only discrepancy between your two groups is the top equation. What did you get for the top one?
So for the top one, we had 8x minus 3 equals 4.
That's what we had. Yeah, that's what we had. So
All right, let's check it out and see. 8x minus 3 equals 4. All right, let's check it.
One of us didn't have.
We do plus 3 on both sides. You get 8x equals 7. Divide by 8, you get x equals 7/8. So can we agree there's no way to end up with a negative number with the leftovers here?
No.
There's no way to end up with a negative number. So now you're thinking, okay, well if I can't end up with a negative, what's the smallest possible number I can get with the leftovers? And that is the smallest possible number because it's not even 1. So now when you do -7 plus 7/8, you end up with -6 and 1/8. That is a perfect answer. So if you guys don't have that,
We got the same time.
Good job.
Mr.
Yeah.
Garcia. Nick is the real MVP. Mr. Garcia. Nick was the real MVP.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Garcia, I figured that out after actually, that's what I did.
Next challenge, let's go with, I'm going to set a goal for maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Try to get this close to 0. Actual hint, there's not one way to get 0. There's more than one. So try to get 0 there. You guys know how to do it?
Keep the bottom one as negative. So then we got 6 and 7 on top.
Huh?
That's a
Make 0. to be an advanced math, but I don't want to think a
It's not my choice.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's just smartness ability.
I chose not to be advanced.
You're gonna be like advanced social?
Last year, I didn't.
Oh yeah, you would have missed the class period. That's like at 45. Our gym class would be like 40. Our gym class.
I mean, it's double the
Ask
amount of
you
kids.
about food period.
There's 30 kids in there. I give one-on-one support to everybody I need. You're gonna have.
That'd be one, yeah, if we add that, that would be one.
You're at a fourth grade level. You're like,
Exactly.
just so
You have to
slow.
get X to be negative 1/7.
Trust me, it's for the best.
You get 5 divided by 1.
We already have 1/7. I think so. All we need is negative 1/7.
There's two. There's one right there.
I mean, it's gonna be a guessing now.
-7
Just charge it in here.
Yeah.
the lowest number you can have with these.
Why is
Here's
it?
the thing. We need to make it a little bit higher than -7. So, if you change that to -1, then -9 you'll have -8 divided by 2
I haven't gotten it.
is -4.
I wrote the box.
Ah, yes.
The only reason that can be used for a day, it lets you know you do not need to be a computer. You know, the only reason is
Up here, look, if you do these,
this last time.
look, so -9 that's -8 divided by 2 is -4. Meaning, we just need to get positive here. Oh, the sum. Well, if you're no, we have -4.
Can you take it here?
-4 plus
No, -4, and we need a positive 4.
Okay, Miss Mercy, I'm already off to 7/8.
Like what you said, it says we got a -4, and we use the stuff left over to make a positive. If you can, it'll equal 0. Now, if you can't, switch to different numbers. You can actually.
So negative 1 plus that would just be like a fake 0. Negative 1.
Music's downstairs? Yeah.
It's like,
I talking to the bathroom.
as of right now, I've only gotten 7/8. Right now, I've only gotten 7/8. Mr. Murphy, that's just I've got a lot.
We'll see if we can get -7/8. That'll be tough.
Are we allowed to use the same numbers more than once? Or no?
Like, what do you mean? Like, can you use
Can we use a negative?
can you use these all over again?
Mr. Murphy, we
Yeah.
got it. Oh, yes, we can. Like,
Hold on, just so you guys understand, you're able to use every time you do 1 or 2 or 3, you could use any of the numbers 1 through 9 once for each of these sections.
Oh.
So, like, if you use 9 for number 1, you could use it again for number 2 and number 3. You guys understand that?
We got 0. We got
Alright.
0.
wow, Alex, thank you. I got 7/8.
With a 4?
Yeah.
And they didn't believe in you.
No, I just wanted to let Nick speak because he was the hero last
I
time.
don't
Oh.
think
Yeah.
I was listening to this.
I got you.
But then I realized, wait a minute, so I was thinking 1 there, but I would have needed 1 and a 1 and a 4. But then I realized that wouldn't work.
add 2 to both sides, don't you get 8?
Oh wait, you have to add 2, not -2. Whoops.
Uh-oh.
No! I only have 7/8 for X. I'm only 7/8 for X.
Good.
Mr. Garcia.
So here, this one, positive 4. Then you
Raise your hands if you're still working. Alright,
Because I
let's
can't
go 2 more
find
minutes.
Y. Mr. Garcia, I can't find Y.
You get it too.
I found X. I can't find Y.
Well, here's the key. You want to end up with a negative number and see if you can end up with a positive number at the same number. Let's start with the negative. What? I don't think 7/8 is going to work. You want to end up with like a 2,
No,
3,
because
or
a
1.
7/8 is the same as this. 7/8 same as this.
So how are you going to end up with negative 7/8 then? I don't think you can.
I can't end up with negative 7/8, but I can end up at like. That's all I need to get.
Fine. Try to end up with 1. Even if you end up with a 1, that's good.
3 will only get us 1. Sorry, that'll get us negative 1. I don't know if they're good. Well, if you work back. Yeah, leave me alone. You don't want my answer.
I might get a 2, by the way.
I was literally trying to help.
Here, I got one.
Okay, so let's do this here. 1/3 plus 1. Or negative 1/3 plus 1.
So, wait, say that again?
Negative 1/3 plus 1. 1/3.
Negative 1/3 plus 1. Not 1. What would that equal?
Positive
So
1.
what are the 2 equations? Wait a minute. That's right, that's why I'm saying we
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what did you do? Dude, you're a genius.
Dude,
I need to get water.
two numbers that work.
What?
I thought it like
I knew it.
I told you that.
He did it again. This kid.
I just it's simple.
It is not simple, man.
I got equations that would give me two numbers that were negative and positive.
He crossed me over with math words.
Okay, I need to get water because I cannot listen to them pull like crazy nuts.
Alright.
Okay, so
Please, can I get water?
Yeah.
Do I have to fill that up?
minus one.
Do you need me to fill up your water bottle?
It's a lot of problems. Like,
Yeah, I can't.
I'm not gonna understand.
Why is the bathroom
You know this problem? How do you end up getting a negative number here? That could possibly save a positive number.
I'll try to go back.
So really what I did, I literally, like, they don't have answers for this stuff, so I just tried.
Like, is there no way to possibly?
There's more than one way to do it.
Oh, I think so.
No, there's more than one. Okay, so let's do it. So you would add 5 to both, or subtract 5 to both sides, and you end up with negative 3. Okay, and then
Also,
the plus 3 to both sides, and you get 4x equals 12. Then you divide by 4, and you get 3.
The Y problem.
You like this activity?
I like this activity because you know the one I am.
You can get 1. Alright, it's been a few minutes. Let's share some answers. Did everybody get exactly 0 or close to 0?
I got close.
Okay? You guys got 0? Alright, let's see how you did it. What numbers did you put in for the x equation? 2x minus 3 equals 4. And what about for the y? 1y plus 9 and 8. Let's check. So we have 2x minus 3 equals 4 plus 3 to both sides. You get 2x equals 7. And then you divide by 2, I get x equals 3.5. Did we mess up over there? Alright, let's check the other one. 1y, huh? So it should be 7. That's a good question. Alright, that changes everything. So this should be a 7 then. Alright, so when you do this, you get 7x equals 7, and then you divide by 7 on both sides, and you get x equals 1. Alright, let's come over here. If I subtract 9, y equals -1. Boom! Good job.
I didn't even get close to that.
That's good, because the -1 plus 1 equals 0. Let's try other answers.
I do not have an answer.
Alright,
got one.
alright. Anybody get,
I got one.
let's try this. Nick, what did you guys put?
We put 1y
1y
plus 5
plus 5
equals 2.
equals 2. And what'd you put for the other one?
4x minus 3 equals 9.
Okay. Alright, so let's do the red one first. If I minus 5 on both sides, I get y equals -3. And if I was to solve the blue one, 4x minus 3 equals 9, I would add 3 to both sides. Divide by 4,
I am the 4x.
x equals 3. 3 plus -3 equals 0.
You're not volunteering as true.
Rebecca. Alright, Ian, which one did you guys do?
I did 3, 2, and 8 are on top.
3, 2, and 8. Okay.
And on the bottom is 1, 9, 7.
Alright, this is different. Let's check it. 3x minus 2 equals 8. Add 2 to both sides. You get 3x equals 10. Is that right? Divide by 3, or divide by 3. X equals 10 thirds. Oh, okay. Those of you that did get 0, when you added, what was your strategy? How did you do it? Yeah.
I didn't try and find. I didn't try to do all the problems. I tried to find a way to get 2 of the same number as a negative and positive.
Yeah, so pretty much it's like guessing and checking. You get a number, up here it's going to be positive, and then you say, how can I get that same number as a negative? If you guys look, there's something called a portfolio problem, that's a checkpoint. What I want you to do is take pictures of this, front and back, and post it, and get feedback.
Mine still doesn't have this answer. I can't get one.
It's okay if you don't have all the perfect answers.
Wait, I don't even have
On
an
the-
answer.
On question 1, my group did our work on whiteboards before you told us don't use whiteboards, so I don't have my work on the back except for
That's
one
fine,
of
just do the front
Mr.
then.
Garcia, can I post it over the weekend because I have to get a Y answer?
Mr. Garcia, when I turn